We now turn to the world of business and the world of the corporation and how it's doing. Rex Nutting is here, the MarketWatch columnist in Washington, D.C. I think Laura was just in the same spot, was she not?
I think so.
All right. Well, Rex, you wrote an interesting column. You basically describe how life is grand for U.S. companies. They've taken in a lot of cash. Their investment's relatively low. They're swimming in profits, as you might see it. Why does that matter?
Well, I think that we need to know the corporations actually are doing fairly well, that there's been this attitude that business is not doing well, that the administration and government in general has been fighting with business. And looking at the bottom line profits, corporate profits have never been at a higher level of income than they are right now. I can't really see why corporations should be complaining so much about what they've been doing.
But there's a chart of profit margins, and they are pretty incredible, at least going back all the way to the 1950s, I believe, highest ever on record, so over the last 50-plus years.
Right, and I think that corporations have taken their profits and instead of investing for the future, mostly what they've been doing is returning a lot of that money to the shareholders to let them figure out what to do with it. And I think that's kind of disturbing. I think that I wonder why our corporate managers don't have a better idea with what to do with several $1 trillion.
Well, this is what they'd probably tell you, Rex. They'd say our level of uncertainty is so high given the situation in Europe, given the situation for both political parties here in the U.S., and right now, as we see, perhaps some slowing in China. So yes, they want to put their money to work, but the opportunities perhaps is not as great as at least you'd like them to be.
Well, I think that those are probably valid points. I'm wondering, it seems to me that businesses thrive in times of uncertainty. If I'm a smart corporate executive, I can figure out that I can create a new product or invest in new areas of the world and make a lot of money while everybody else is just sitting on their hands. I'm wondering why that's not being done.
Well, Rex, I think you bring up a good point. We like to believe that there's somehow this golden age where there was no uncertainty in our lives. But just go through the roll of history over even the last 20, 25 years. There's been plenty of uncertainty over all types of issues. Businesses are, by their very nature, adaptable, malleable, willing to change. So perhaps they're overstating their case. But that begs the question then, why they're still not investing, and it still sort of leaves a riddle in our minds.
I think it does, and I think that we've reached maybe a new level of capitalism, at least in the United States, where a lot of the most productive investments have been made, and it's not clear where the next frontier is. And I think a lot of corporate managers are confused about this, and some of the money is going overseas into investments in China, India, and other emerging markets. But a lot of it is just heading back to the shareholders and let them put it into treasury bonds or whatever they can get a good yield on.
All right. Well, Rex, we know the yield on treasury bonds ain't that good these days. And beyond that, there becomes the question of how Washington will treat dividend taxes at the end of the year. So all the themes in our show today are coming together. Laura and you put them all together. We appreciate you visiting with us, and we'll see you again here soon.